My 5 top tips for being able to develop your own sports betting strategies and be successful. I get this question all the time. How do you develop a sports betting strategy in certain sports? How do you make sure it's winning? How do you know if it's winning? How do you know if it's going to win? Well, I'm going to tell you guys exactly the 5 best things that you could do. So take out a pen and paper. We're going to go through it one by one. So first thing we're going to do, we are going to take it one sport at a time. People try to develop strategies for basketball, football, hockey, all at the same time. Then they're paying attention to one, not paying attention to the other. Before you know it, they're all over the place and none of it is successful. Now, here's the thing. When you are looking at one certain sport, that is all you are going to be paying attention to. Because if you do not put all your effort into that one sport, you're not going to give it your all just on that one thing. Now, I say this because as humans, we all get distracted by other things. So the most important thing right off the bat is going to be able to stick to one sport and try to master that and develop a strategy just for that one. Second thing, you need to choose what type of bet that you're going to be trying to make a strategy around in that certain sport. Is it going to be a money line bet? Is it going to be a spread, a total, or player props? This is very important as well because, like I said before, you have to focus on one thing. So you chose your sport. Now, what is the bet inside that sport that you're looking at? If it's player props, all you're going to do is worry about developing a strategy for player props. If it's money lines, all you're doing is looking at money lines. You're not doing all of them because you're going to get sidetracked and then you're not going to know what you're doing. So keep it very simple for yourself. This is my perfect example. If you guys have ever went to a Chick-fil-A drive-thru, you pull up to the drive-thru, one person takes your order, next person takes your payment, next person gives you your food. Everybody's got one job, simple job, they all just execute. So remember that. So make sure you are being able to figure out exactly what bet in that sport that you are going to try to develop a strategy around. Now let's get on to number 3. You need to be able to keep track of every website that you visit. Most of your websites that you visit at one point or another might change or might be completely gone. You have to go and you have to record every single website that you use for your data to develop your strategies in, and you have to record a backup website that you would use if that one was to go away. Because this has happened before to where you're using one website, you become so dependent on that one website, next thing you know, all the information has changed on that one website and you're completely lost. You have no idea what to do next. So you have to be able to have multiple areas to where you can look for data and look for stuff to analyze rather than just depending on one thing. Because if you have backups, then if one goes down, you just go to the next one. And then if that one goes down, you go to the next one. So make sure you are keeping track of what websites you are using and always have a log of backup websites that you could use if the main one that you're looking at somehow crashes or somehow just disappears. Now, here is something that is very important as well. Number 4, you need to make sure that you have a unit size system in your structure for your strategy. Because if you don't, then you are not going to know exactly what you should be putting on certain bets. Next thing you know, you're just throwing bets out there and you're trying to record stuff and you don't even know what's successful and what's not because you have a bunch of different money on different bets. You need a unit system structure. You need to understand that if you're going to have a certain unit size, you need to stick to that unit size, at least for a whole entire month. You're going to change it at the beginning of the next month, but make sure you are keeping track of that as well. Because if you don't, then you are not going to be able to stay successful if you are able to hit certain numbers because your percentages will be way off compared to what your unit sizes are. Now let's get to number 5, and this is possibly the most important step. You are not going to be successful if you are not tracking it properly. You need to be able to track properly for at least a year to see if that strategy is profitable or not. People will go, they'll get on a heater for 2 weeks. Next thing you know, they think they found a strategy that you can flip a coin and you can win for 2 weeks. If you can win for a whole entire season and a strategy that you are using, then you are onto something. But you won't know that unless you actually track that. Hence the reason why in these previous steps, I'm trying to tell you to keep it simple. Because if you keep it simple, then it's easy to track. Honestly, you probably are not going to make any mistakes. Then you are going to set yourself up for success. Now, here's the thing. Not all strategies are going to win, right? When I develop my strategies, some strategies worked, some didn't, but I wouldn't know unless I tracked them. Maybe you're going to waste a whole entire year tracking a strategy and that strategy ends up losing. At least you know that that strategy doesn't work and that's something that you never have to do again. It is going to take time to be able to take your sports betting to the next level and to learn how to do this at a high level, because anybody can be successful in the short term, but there is a small percentage of people that can actually do this long term. It is definitely rewarding in the end, because then when you do find a strategy that actually makes you money, there's really no thinking into it anymore. Now all you got to do is just develop more strategies and see if they work and test more of them out. And then once you have a good amount of strategies that are consistently working, you are a winning sports bettor. And then you can pull actual income year in and year out just from betting on sports. As always, guys, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go and hit subscribe. It's very important. Once we hit 100,000 subscribers, $10,000 is going to one subscriber, and that could be you. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later. I'm out.